So hello guys, welcome. Hello guys, welcome. My name is Jolanz, back again in my video, and today I'm gonna creating a new character tier list based on my opinion on the new Genshin Impact character 2.1. Alright guys, let's get into it. And first thing first, we have the Traveler. We have both the Traveler, the male and the female one. I think the Traveler is pretty good character, and I really like her E and her Q on the Animal Traveler. And even though she's or he really good, I don't think he's an A tier. I still think he's a B tier because even though his or her skill is really good, but it doesn't justify because there's so many other characters that have a really good kit compared to the Traveler. And I think the Traveler is I think if you don't have any other character besides the Traveler, it can be placed in the B tier, then I think that's still fine. And next thing first, we have Albedo. Personally, Albedo is the only character that I don't have, and I don't really know. His playstyle is based on her putting his E and then swap to other character because basically he's just a quick swap character with just pop E, pop Q, and then swap other character. And I don't think he's a really significant character to have, but he's also good but doesn't change a lot. And for me, I can still put him on the I think I can put him on the A tier right here because he's good, he's great, he's a 5 star, but the game I don't think he is a really necessary character to have. But I think my brother have that character, and I think he's a pretty good character, but it's not a must-have. And second thing is we have Amber. Um, Amber is it's not good. I put it here. Let's just call this tier list don't build if not necessary. I don't think Amber is not a really good character in my opinion because her E is like putting a that bunny baron bomb, but the problem is the bomb doesn't explode if you don't have the C2, and that's a problem. And also her Q doesn't is it's not have a good multiplier in my opinion because compared to other character like Kaching have a better ult, but Amber doesn't have it, and I really don't suggest you make an Amber. But if you're a Amber sim and really like Amber, I think you can go for it. Okay, next we have Ayaka. Ayaka is my favorite character right now, and I really enjoy playing her right now. And I can put her in the S tier because her Q is really devastating and powerful, and she can apply cryo application faster with her shift, her dash attack, and it's really good. But some people doesn't enjoy the dash attack because it feels clunky, but in my opinion, it's really good to have that kind of dash attack, and I really like Ayaka, and that's why she deserves in the S tier. Next, we have Barbara. Barbara she's a healer. She's a healer, and when you first start playing Genshin Impact, Barbara is a necessary character to have because she heals a lot, and you can survive many mobs that you can defeat before you like facing the end game. And I think Barbara is only like C tier because you don't use it a lot in the end game because Barbara is a healer. There's more better character that can do much better than healer because there's like Bennett who can heal and buff damage on the same time. Next we have Beidou. Beidou is a electro character that can provide shield and counter, and she's a really great character, and some people love to use her. But personally, I didn't build Beidou, and I don't know her ultimate potential. But I still think Beidou is a you can say she's a B tier for me because I don't really know her much, and Or you can put it in A tier also, because Beidou ult is really good. Some will say that her ult is really good, and but for me still, I think it's either in A or B. I think B is the right word, because Beidou is a counter character that is an Electro, and as you guys can see, Electro is not really good application right now compared to Fire, Pyro, and Cryo and Hydro, and I think I'm gonna put her in the B tier. Next we have Bennett. This guy, when he first came out, is like one of the most stressed character on the 1.0. But right now, I still think Bennett is the stable character in Genshin Impact, because she can provide so much, because she can provide damage based on the base attack, and he can also heals. That is the most important part of Bennett. His Q is really, really good, and I think I can put her in the God tier, because it's a staple character right now in Genshin Impact, and he's really, really good. And I think you must make him if you have Bennett, and get his C1, okay? His C1 helps a lot. And next we have Chongyun. Chongyun is one of my earliest character I use when I start playing Genshin Impact, and I really, really like Chongyun, but I don't think he's deserved an A tier, because some character have a misconception with his E, because his E give cryo application to other character, basically like infusion, and it's not a benefit character like for Diluc and for Keqing. And I still think he's a B tier, but his ult is really good for Nook setting Chongyun. I still think he's a B tier. Diluc. This character is supposed to be one of the best character in 1.0 patch, but right now he's overshadowed by so many other DPS, and I still think he's good, but I think right now, currently, I'm sorry, Diluc, he's an A tier right now, because there are other characters who deserve more than Diluc, like Hu Tao and Klee. I think they are better. Diona. Diona is really good, and let me make another. I think I can make another row. This is a God tier, and I think Diona is a staple character right now. Stable means, right, she's really, really good in current meta, because she provide shield and she provide healing, and if you don't have any other character who can provide shield and healing in a one go, Diona is the answer. And I still think he's a really, really must use character in Spirit Abyss right now, if you don't have Zhongli or other character. We have Fischl. Fischl is a really good character if you manage to C6 her, and her C6 provide a coordinated attack, and which is really, really good for the Electro application. And I still think if you have Fischl in Z0, I still think she's a B tier. I think she B tier, but if you have her in C6, I think she can be an S tier, but she's not a staple, of course. But I still think, well, I can put her in B tier, because if you have a C0. But otherwise, if you guys don't agree with me, just comment and pin on the down below. Next, we have Ganyu. This girl, many people said she's a cryo ember, but look at it right now. She's a monster. So many people use Ganyu, and so many people want her, because some people doesn't get lucky to pull her in 1.2, and she's never coming back until now. The reason is because her normal attack is have a 700 multiplier, and she's a normal attack, and it's really, really crazy how Ganyu is so strong. I can put her in God tier, because how easy to make her with a craftable weapon with a prototype present. But if you have her in Amos Bow, it's bad. It's really, really crazy. I still think she's kind of God tier for me, and she's kind of must have for Spirit Abyss, because in the long run right now, Ganyu's still a meta, so I think she's really, really good for a cryo DPS if you don't have one. Next is Hu Tao. Hu Tao is my favorite DPS, especially along with Xingqiu. She's really, really good. I still think if you have Homa, it's better. But I use my brother account where he used a deathmatch, but it's also a pretty good also. But because I'm kind of Hutao sim, I can put her in the god tier because Hutao is like crazy. Hutao is crazy. Her E, like, even though she has like a 12-second cooldown on her E, but if you use her E correctly, she can deal a massive amount of damage, especially with her Q. And next we have Jean. Jean is an A tier for me. Jean is a good healer, good very decent application because you know the set of the Anemo has a 40% resistance down. And if you have Jean, you cannot go wrong without being Jean to Spirit Abyss because yeah, she's really good and she has a very decent set. That's it. If you have Jean, make her. Okay. Next we have Kaya. I really hate Kaya, but some people say he's good. Because his ult is like the circle thingy. It's really good for cryo application, especially if you combine it with Xiangling ulti, Xiangling Q. I still think he's a B tier right now, but I think he can be better. You can put it in A tier if you have like Constellation, but B is I think is the right word right now. Okay, another waifu, Keqing. Keqing is my first 5-star. I really like her, but currently in the meta, she's not really relevant compared to others because her damage is quite low. I still think she's kind of B tier for me, but a B to A, because her damage is not really that high. But if you manage to get a Mistsplitter or like J-Car, I can see you guys put it in A, but I still think Keqing is a B tier because because she's an Electro and Electro is not really great application right now. And if you have a 5-star weapon with her or 4-star, I think she's kind of bad compared to other 5-star DPS. Alright, we have Klee. Klee is good if you combine it with Xingqiu, or if you usually combine it with other Hydro to deal a Vaporize. But some people doesn't like Klee because her normal attack is clunky, but I kinda like her. She's my best DPS in Pyro before Hutao came out, so I think he deserves A tier because her ult is really good and her normal attack is really good, but it has an advanced technique to master because you need to do a jump stop, people say, or yeah, time stop, jump stop, I don't know, but you need to, and it's animation cancel. Yeah, you need to be able to do animation cancel with her normal attack and charge attack if you like Klee. And she's a fun character but hard to master, I think. Next we have Lisa. Lisa is kinda decent compared to other Electro character. As you guys know, Electro is not really that good right now, and I still think Lisa is a C, but I don't really know. I never make Lisa, but for my experience playing her in my first time playing Genshin Impact, she's not really good for me in my opinion because her E is too long if you press, and the charge attack needs to you need to go backward first before launching the charge attack, and I don't really like that kind of stuff, and I still think she's a C tier. Next we have Mona. Mona is a good Hydro application and a good damage buffer, and I still think Mona is a I can say she's an S tier for me because of how she can apply frozen comp really good if you don't have any other characters. Maybe if you have Rosaria, or if you have other like Xingqiu maybe, but currently right now if you want to do a frozen comp, Mona is really good for that. If you can combine it with Mona and Ganyu or Mona with Ayaka, is really good. Next is Ningguang. Ningguang is a Geo DPS, and if you manage to C6 her, she's a kind of like a monster funnel with kind of monster because how her funnel works. If you know funnels, it's from Gundam, and it's like a missile. And I think Ningguang is really good, and I think, but I don't think she deserves an S tier because if okay, I think she's deserves an S tier right here, but if you don't have like Constellation, I think you can put it in A tier, because I think I can put it in A tier because there's so many other characters that can do reaction, which is better compared to Ningguang, because Ningguang is a Geo, which is Geo doesn't have any other reaction, and I still think she can be overshadowed with other characters. Next we have Noelle. We have Noelle. Noelle is a jack of all trades, master of none in my opinion, because she can do everything. She can damage, she can heal, she can shield. And even though I don't make Noelle, but some of my friends are simping Noelle a lot, but I still think she's a B tier in my opinion. Lower B or lower C. I can put it in lower C because she's like what I said. She's a jack of all trades, master of none. She can do everything, but not excels in any of those. And I still think that's not really good in current meta. But if you manage to C6 Noelle, I think you can put it in B tier, A tier. I think if you have managed to C6 her. Next we have Chi-Chi. Well, Chi-Chi is a healer, and healer is not really relevant in our current meta in Genshin Impact. So I feel bad for every one of you guys who managed to get Chi-Chi in PT. And I'm sorry, Chi-Chi. I'm gonna put you in C tier. I'm sorry. Okay, next we have Razor. Razor is a really good character, especially for a physical damage dealer. I can see some people put him in S tier, but I think he deserves an S tier if you have managed to unlock his constellation. I still think he's kind of an A tier for me. Kind of a bit higher A tier. Yeah, I think around here is fine because Razor is like a good, really good damage dealer if you are in C0, but I think he can be as S tier if you have managed to have the constellation. So I think every character I put here, guys, it's all C0 in my mindset. Okay, in my opinion, it's all C0 base, so it doesn't take account about the constellation. Okay, and next we have Sucrose. You can say Sucrose is kind of like a staple right now, because even though I don't make Sucrose, but if you don't have like Fenty or any other crowd control, I think she is kind of like a staple. So I think if you guys are free to play, I think you need to make Sucrose because her EM like buff is really good, like for 4-star. And if she are in the banner, I suggest you guys to pull for Sucrose. Next we have Childe, or some people call Tartaglia. Tartaglia is also one of my favorite character in the game because of how flashy he is. I still think Tartaglia, because he's my favorite, I still think he is in the S tier for me, because Tartaglia, but not the God tier. Okay, he is an S tier currently because recently I discovered a good meta to use him, and I think he is an S tier because of how good he is. But even though there's a long cooldown in his E, but if you can manage to manage to the E skill, I think he's gonna be a really good character. Okay, Fenty. Currently in patch 2.0, Fenty is not really good in Spirit Abyss, but if you compare in the past, he is a really crazy character because how easily he can pull every other mobs in the game. I still think until now he's a God tier because of how useful he is. But I think God tier low for me right now. Next we have Xiangling. Xiangling, before I discovered good meta for Xiangling, I still think she's a B tier, but currently I think Xiangling is an S tier because of how crazy Xiangling is with combination with Kazuha, and I still think she's a really good character. And next, I want to add more tier list, I guess. How to add? Oh, add pro above. This is a must-have. I think gonna move the must-have one. Gonna move the must-have of Bennett upstairs. Yeah, Bennett's a must-have, I think, for me. Okay, and okay, Xiao, crazy DPS and kind of selfish damager, but he can deal selfish DPS, and she needs a good animal battery, and I think he deserves a god tier because this is a triple UA character right here. This is a triple UA character. Triple UA trio is really good DPS, all three of them. If you manage to get 3 of them, well, you are in luck because you just get the best DPS in the game. These 3 are the best DPS in the game: Ganyu, Hu Tao, and Xiao. That's in my opinion. Okay, next we have Xingqiu. Okay, I don't think we need to describe Xingqiu and Bennett. Xingqiu is a must-have. Even you, and he's also a staple, but I think he's a must-have because of how crazy his Hydro application is. Being able to use Q and then swap character using the like for example Pyro DPS and then apply Vaporize non-stop, it's really crazy. Well, I don't have anything to say about Xingqiu. Just if you have him, just make him, okay? Next, Xinyan. As much as I want to like Xinyan is still in C tier for me. She's not that good. Guys. Like B tier low, I guess. Yeah, it's a B tier low. Next, we have Zhongli. Well, here I want to say something about Zhongli. If you don't have Zhongli in Genshin Impact, everything is gonna be harder. But if you have Zhongli, everything is gonna be easy. So there's no doubt. If the Zhongli ever again appear in the banner and you don't have Zhongli, please pull for him, okay? His shield is crazy, okay? Just pull for him. Next we have Rosaria. Rosaria is I still think she's an S tier because of how crazy easy to do a frozen or melt comp with her ult, her Q. Well, just use Rosaria if you manage to get Rosaria, just use her with Xingqiu and she can deal a frozen comp, and it's really great. Just make her if you have one. Next we have Eula. Eula is a good physical DPS, and I still think she's S tier. But if you manage to get her 6 to C6, I think she's a god tier. But I still think she's S tier because of how kind of complicated. Because you need to time the bomb of the ult of her Q, and that's kind of hard for some people. It takes time to master Eula if you want to play good on her, and that's why I think she's the perfect S tier right here, because these two characters, Ayaka and Eula, you need to have like certain skills to use them, and like Ayaka, you need to time the Q to like hit the enemy, and Eula also need to time the bomb, the physical bomb. I still think they need like skills to play in the Genshin Impact. Next we have Yanfei, aka Pyro Ningguang. Well, nothing to say about Yanfei. Normal attack, charge attack. She's kinda like a lazy character, and yeah, she's a good character. I still think she's a A tier right now compared to the rest of the DPS we have. And if you don't have any other 5-star DPS, I think you can make Yanfei. If you don't have like the Pyro DPSs like Hu Tao 3 or Dilo. Yeah, she's really good. You can make her if you have one. Okay, next we have Kazuha. Kazuha is, I don't think she's a must-have, but I think he's a kind of staple. Yeah, he's a staple because right now the meta is really relevant to Kazuha because of how crazy his damage buff of elemental damage bonus is. I still think he's a staple, and if you don't have Kazuha right now, well, you just need to pull for him because of how fun he is. But I still think he can be a god tier for me. Yeah, he's a god tier with Fenty because of how crazy Animo is. All of anime character is fun. I really like it. Okay, next we have Yoimiya, the last character that just came out recently. Yoimiya is kind of underwhelming because I like her E like is cool. It's like facial normal attack, but her ulti, I don't really get it about the ulti. Her Q is like, for me it's kind of trash. I'm sorry Yoimiya team, but just let me be honest. Her Q is kind of bad. That's why I put her in the A tier because not A tier. I can put it, yeah. She's in B tier upper because she's not that good right now. Because I don't really know what Miho is thinking about making her Q like for only for 10 seconds. I think you can just make it like 15 seconds or 20 seconds, but or maybe just if the firework move to other character, just reset the cooldown. That's it. Just make you make it like 10 seconds and move. Well, it's not that good. Well, for me, she's a B tier, but this is for meta comparison, alright? So for the Spirit Abyss purpose, I think she's a B tier. But if you want to test, if there's a right rating about how waifu she is, she's gonna be in S tier because I really like her aesthetic. She's really great. Okay, last one we have Sayu. Sayu is Sayu is pretty fun. I like her, and I think if I have a tier list for how fun the character is, she's a S tier for me. But meta relevant wise, she's an A tier for me. And Sayu is I still in the process of making her, but Sayu is a pretty solid healer if you don't have Jin, because she's like basically a 4-star Jin. I still think you can use Sayu, and I'm currently in the process of making Sayu right now. And yeah, Sayu is really great. And this is it, guys. This is my tier list of Genshin Impact, and this is all based on my opinion. And I don't know how you guys think about this kind of character, but I still hope you guys like it, like my opinion based on this opinion I have. And if you don't agree with me or you have other suggestion, you can put it on the YouTube comment. And I think this is for now. Sorry for the long video, but I hope you guys enjoy what I'm talking about Genshin Impact. And I will continue to make another Genshin Impact content, and I hope you guys like it. And this and the other character like Raiden, Baal, and Kujosara, we won't discuss about it because they haven't come out yet. And I think this is it. This is my tier list in Genshin Impact. Alright guys, thank you for watching. See you again soon, guys. Peace out.